So according to the situation, you have to adopt. I would say there's nothing right and wrong, and according to the situation, you might have to be little. You have to have more inclination towards a specific attribute.
Yeah, yeah.
So if the situation demands that something has to be achieved, you have to become a achiever, like the driver. And sometimes if you think the team requires little more support, the team is getting fumbled, then you have to be a supporter or maybe inspirer, because the team is demotivated. So I think it all depends on the situation and the need of the hour.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And in that discussion, maybe one, because flexibility has its advantage, right? You're able to bring in different perspectives. Maybe just recognizing that if I'm an inspirer, then I would recognize that my views can change because I need more input. So
Yes.
don't commit to the driver until you've satisfied yourself, right?
Yes. So
that could be
flexibility will always bring new ideas to the table, and definitely it will be more towards team efforts. It will be more of a team decision rather than an individual decision that you have to do this way and this is the right way. So if you take a collaborative, if you are a little flexible in your approach, then I think it gives you a more bandwidth in terms of ideas and also the end result.
Yeah. And as inspirers, do you have a good relationship with supportive? I think, Jolly, you're saying you're both. So answer is yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I think they can go out on a date with each other. They can go to a restaurant and exchange ideas and, be charismatic, people oriented. I think they can be in a relationship, no problem. But an inspirer and reflective, can they be best buddies? What do we think?
That's a tricky one.
Huge pause.
In my opinion, I think inspiring will gel with everyone.
Inspiring will gel with everyone. They're flexible. They can bring people in. Yeah.
So they'll adapt to the situation.
I'm with you. Where I sense there could be a sense of conflict is where reflective may at times prioritize feasibility over newness. So if an idea is new, it appeals to inspirer. If an idea is not feasible, it doesn't appeal to reflective. So I think that's where you could have a conflict. Inspirer goes after something new. A reflective will go after something that is feasible and certain, or tend to do that. Any ideas on how to overcome that gap?
So discussion is the only solution. Just sit across the table and discuss it out. As a team.
Yeah, agree on something mutually.
Agree on something because yes.
Yeah.
If the inspirer puts things logically in front of reflector, he would end up having a buy-in very quickly.
Yeah, so I agreed. If an inspirer wants to bring the best out of reflective, explain how we can get there. Absolutely. Let's move on to the next one. I think by that time we would have covered everyone. So supporter driver we've discussed, where I think the conflict lies. Supporter inspiring we've also discussed. Supporter reflective, is there an area of conflict?
May I?
Yeah, Rajiv, go ahead.
Yeah, actually the supporter is the role to reduce the conflict, not increase the conflict. There is a lot of people in the team, driver, inspirer, reflector. Then supporter is the part to reduce the gap between all the people and get it together. So how we can reduce a gap, conflict, not increase the conflict.
Very, very well put. So whenever you want the team to come together and have a conflict-free atmosphere, that's where you turn to Rajiv. I'm with you completely. They have the least conflict with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. Great. And yeah, sorry, there was another thought. Go ahead.
I'm saying it's a coincidence that all the supporters are actually the supporters of the organization.
Amazing. Amazing. And we would argue that it's science. So let's move on to the next one, the last one. Great. Reflectors. Reflectors, your opinion. Now we've actually covered all three personality types. Reflectors, is there any area of conflict that you think exists that we haven't covered yet? If you can reflect on it.
If I have to put myself as reflective, as this study has shown, so I've been put in this particular situation. So if I have to be the voice of reflective, I'll say that if a new thought has been shared by a driver without understanding the nuances of it and how it will be done, then definitely that's a kind of a situation, because the moment it is being shared, you start thinking about the modalities of it, how it will be undertaking. And then at that point of time itself, at the time of the idea sharing itself, you start contemplating how it will be done. So that's one area wherein the conflict arises at the initial stage itself.
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's a key point. So reflector driver will have that push and pull. And Shubham, you said we will present insights. We will share insights.
Right.
Now, an evolved driver or an evolved reflective will be able to absorb insights, spend time, and do it. So we're not judging anyone here. But if I'm a driver, my natural instinct is not to get into insights, not to get into pages of data, right? How would you overcome that?
Definitely we'll go with the flow. Like if the idea, if the concept is good, and if it is like it is for the benefit of the organization and in order to achieve the goals, then yes, we'll go with the flow.
Yeah, I think what you can also do is think about what is challenging but achievable. So it's a stretch, right?
Yes.
So if a driver goes for the impossible and they're driven by that, it's not to say that they may not say yes to a stretch, which is possible, but it still requires the organization to do new things, right? So they may go for that. So I think the extent of the challenge is something that you can negotiate with a driver. They're interested in the organization doing better and better.
It's not about belief. Like you also believe in the same objective. You also believe in the goal. You also believe that in your capability as an organization, as a team, and you definitely stretch yourself to achieve the goals. It's not that it's all about the conflict part which we are talking about, the initial conflict.
Exactly.
But ultimately, all these differences has to be sorted out so that you achieve the common goal.
I'm with you. Great. No, thanks for this discussion, for being open, transparent in there. So what we wanted to highlight is, as was mentioned here by Shubham, all 4 personality types are critical for the team. They have their own strengths. There are areas of conflict that I just wanted to briefly highlight. But there are definitely ways to overcome those areas and still make the best use of each other. So that's the differences we wanted to speak about. I would confess we've partially spoken about differences. We want to tackle the main one, which is our personality types. Can there be differences other than that? Sure, gender, race, language, all of those things can be differences. But we thought this was more important to tackle. So I will just give the facilitation back to Vidya. Dr. Pooja, thank you for guiding us through this in the short time that you had. Back to you, Vidya, to help us conclude on a high note.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks, Dr. Pooja. Very insightful and always very interesting. So we will just take another 8 odd minutes What I want you all to do is, basis what we have covered and understood each other's personalities better, I need you to take a couple of minutes and think of one of your team members. Think about their strength, which you have not shared with them so far, what you appreciate about them. Message that person via WhatsApp or SMS. First of all, I want you all to raise your hand here, the raised hand icon here. And this is something we wish to be able to complete for sure. Everybody raise hands. When all of you have raised hands, think of someone you have not shared something about them that you appreciate in the past. Message or WhatsApp that person about what you think. It could be just in a line. It could be like, Vani, I haven't told you, but I really look up to you for your depth of knowledge, for example, which actually I do. So you can keep your hand raised, which till the time you have not received a message from anybody in the team. You can send messages to multiple people, but at least to one. When you get one message yourself, you can lower your hand. I want to see how many raised hands remain in the room. So let's share some love. Let's build some trust. Let's share with people in the team what we feel for them via an SMS or a WhatsApp, a very short message on what you appreciate about them. Possible to be done within few seconds, half a minute maybe. Keep the hand raised till you receive a message. If you have received a message, you can remove that hand raise sign.
So Ajit, Akash, we'll have your raised hand. Vidya, anything that we should do if we don't have access to the raised hand? Can we just mention in chat?
Yes, please. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Nitin. In case you're not able to find out the raised hand and you have not received a message so far, just ping in chat, I have not received.
Or ping in chat received,
Yeah. Don't overthink, and you can continue this actually, but for the purpose of being able to connect with each other and appreciate, let's do this at least for one or two people, whoever come to your mind, top of your mind, and do that. And
yeah, what I have to, if somebody reply me on the WhatsApp, then what I have to reply? I have to say,
you don't need to reply, Ajit. If you appreciate, just say appreciate. If you wish to write back, more than welcome to write back. There are no rules here. It's about sharing love within the team.
thank you, ma'am.
No, thanks for asking that question, Nalipan. So, so as soon as I see several received in the chat, it would indicate that NIXI team has shared a lot of love. I see only one I received and some hands down maybe.
A lot of love clogging this cyberspace right now.
Your ability to share your love with the others in your team is what is standing between you and the cup of chai you're waiting for at the end of the session. Just to let you know. Fantastic. I'm seeing some receipts coming quickly. Let's quickly do it that, the entire NIXI team present here should receive at least one. If you're tired sitting down, you can stand up in the same place and do it. We won't need to do too much. We are about to conclude. Just a message, sending and receiving. Multiple messages, no harm. It can be very simple. XYZ. I have always appreciated this in you. Thank you. And if possible, I would request all of you to switch on your cameras. I want to see the smiles as you receive your messages. I just received mine as well.
Look at the screen with those of us with the raised hand. We need your love. So please target some messages to us.
I still see 4 raised hands.
Right on top,
I think
Anurag,
you should
Abhishek. Yeah, you should just scroll on top, participants, the raised hands there. I might actually just be having my hand raised because I want more and more love. That's we will allow for that.
Come on, 3 more raised hands, 1 SMS. So you can lower your hand once you receive a message and ping in the chat received.
At the same point of time, I'd like to know what kind of personality Dr. Batra has. He didn't tell us.
You have to join our team for that.
Dr. Batra is there?
I think I'm in mix of inspirer and reflective.
Okay, great.
Which is nuts, which is great. So I like to, with my family, I like to stay quiet. But when I connect with new people, then I'd like to reach out. So my wife struggles to understand me.
Nitin, when you mentioned that
nature, I was thinking you are having inclined towards supporting things. That was my thought.
So understanding intuitively people issues is a weakness for me, and I'd look at the team to balance that out for me. So if so I approach helping people from an ideas perspective, from a psychology science perspective. So it's interesting, how you can approach the same result but from a different perspective. Was that Shahid who asked the question?
Yeah.
Thank you for putting me on the couch and acting as my psychologist.
Nitin, when you mentioned so and so can go on a date with so and so and so and so can marry so and so, I almost thought of Linda Goodman and matching the signs together. Tejinder ji, your hand is still raised. I am telling you, in the next 5 seconds, you will receive at least 4 or 5 messages.
I've already sent him long back.
So I will lower his hand then. Fantastic. So the exercise here we did was primarily to just bond with each other. Now that we have seen each other's strengths, there is a lot more which can be done and continues to be done on a constant basis. To be aware of our differences and still build on the strengths by expanding our perspectives. Like Nitin mentioned, he depends on the team for certain things which he feels he's not able to do well. And so what? That's what teams are for. So that is very much the idea. For paucity of time, we conclude here, but what I have learned here today is going to actually stay with me for, I think, a very, very long time, maybe forever. I wish to ask you, what is that one insight that you are taking away? Please key in on chat. What is that one insight you are taking away from this workshop today? Just key in on chat one insight that you think you learned today, this, or one thing which actually impressed you, or something which will stay with you. And as we chat, as we key in our insights and thoughts on chat, your actions is also a part of your participant handbook. Make sure what we reflected on today, in order to build on deeper, meaningful connections, is something you make a part of. Put it on your work desk, keep it in a visible place where you can go back and you can keep asking yourself, what is that I connected with my organization's vision that is going to connect you stronger to the commonality of the team identity. Ask, what do I appreciate about a colleague you may not have thought of in a certain way, or your manager or your team member, anybody actually. What skills would you focus on to pick up to build your strength, something which you want to develop your skills on? What are your key goals for the next 1 year? The exercise we did today, that worksheet will be sent out, will be again a working sheet. We would love to hear back on how you have continued to work on that in the next couple of weeks, and we would like to connect back with NIXI team on that. And one thing that you will do differently. We've discussed quite a lot today, and I really appreciate the openness, the ability to be absolutely honest and coming forth and sharing with each other. I would like Arvind to just say something which is top of his mind before we conclude.
So thank you very much, Vidya. And I think like today has been an amazing session. Like we were able to get a lot of insights, not just pertaining to the 4 pillars of teamwork that we discussed, but also about the subtle aspects of driving an organization. I'm sure all of you will take back home a lot of insights, and this is going to be a memorable session. This was definitely a memorable session for me, and I was very happy to be a part of it. Yeah, that's all from my end.
Thank you. While I ask Gaurav or somebody from our team to ping in the feedback link, we definitely want to hear from you on how you felt today, what you enjoyed a lot, where we can do better in making the session more insightful and helpful for you. These are some readings, and I ask Nitin, do you have any last words before we conclude?
So, yeah, I just wanted to check in with Shantanu, Shubham, Jolly. Your thoughts on how today, your insights, perhaps.
I'd like to say that yes, this session has make us understand about the nature. I mean not the nature, the inherent nature of all the people who we have in this meeting. So it's a great insight, and in now in every meeting or in every discussion we would be able to understand what is their viewpoint based on the nature of what we have seen there. So I feel it's a great meeting, and whatever I say, that's the tone was set by our CEO in the morning, and I'd like to appreciate the way Dr. Batra, you and your entire team, Miss Reddy, Dr. Pooja, and Arvind ji, they have they have taken a great session. They have taken a lot of pain in understanding the NIXI, and NIXI has also, I am sure, they have understood the entire mind sharing between us. So I would like to congratulate your entire team for this worthy timing. What we felt that entire Saturday will be busy in this meeting, but now I feel, I'm sure the entire team has felt that this session is very worthy. Thanks a lot.
Amazing to hear
for your thoughts, Shantanu.
So just to add to that, again, thanks from everyone. I'm sure everyone will not be able to extend their thanks to the entire AITD team. So whether Dr. Batra, thanks for this session. Vidya, Dr. Pooja, Mr. Arvind. Then I could see Ashish Sahu, Ms. Vani is also there to support us. And in the end, who has been working with the entire team, with the entire NIXI workforce. So there's a lot of planning which has been involved in executing this today's session. And there's a lot of groundwork which has been done. So we really appreciate the efforts taken by the AITD team to conduct this session. Definitely, it's very insightful, and I'll say that we all NIXIans have to work together as a team, and let's work together, support each other, and achieve the goals. So, when we started, as Mr. Shantanu rightly said, that the tone was set right by CEO sir in the beginning. So he clearly set the kind of goals and the kind of the challenges which he as a leader has been facing. So let us understand that and how this session would help us as an individual, as a team member to overcome that and achieve the goals which are set in front of us. So again, thanks to each one of you who have participated on this Saturday. So thanks to the entire NIXI team also to spare the time and listen to this entire session. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, so we come to a close of the day. I have had one of the most wonderful Saturdays. Thank you for sharing your insights, your time, and I wish a great time ahead and good luck to NIXI team. Looking forward to hearing back as well.
Thank you again. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The feedback link has been pinged. Request everyone to please
Thank
fill in.
Everyone has not left already. Can we click a picture? I think already people have left.
Ah,
We could have clicked. Might have taken a screenshot also.
yeah, we missed doing that. We are just getting used to the entire idea of doing team building virtually.
So if you actually want to take a video right now, a screenshot right now with whoever is here, let's just do that. Quite a few of us are here actually.
We can do the gallery view and let's switch on all our videos. Everyone is, correcting their hair and checking that the picture has to look perfect. Absolutely.
Are you talking about me?
I won't pinpoint.
All right, I think we are ready.
Taking the screenshot because there are two screens. So
Good that you reminded.
Okay, everyone looking at the camera, open eyes, smile.
So good to see the faces at the end of the day.
Great, thanks for staying awake and
Yeah.
being with us on a Saturday. Really proud of the mission that you're on and very happy to associate with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.